Okay, so here's how to find percents without a calculator, and this is part one. The reason why this is a part one is because we're going to be working with the four most common percentages you see, which the four most common ones is 25%, 50%, 75%, and 100%. Normally, when you're out shopping, you'll notice that when items are on sale, they're either 25% off, 50% off, 75% off, or if the item's not on sale, you're going to pay the full cost of it, which is 100%. So we're going to take 100 and we want to figure out, we'll start with 25%. We want to figure out what's 25% of 100. So the first step is changing this percentage into a fraction, and I'll show you why. So in order to change it into a fraction, what you want to do is first change the 25% into a decimal. And remember, in order to change it to a decimal, you're just going to treat the 25 like it's a whole number. And you're going to move the decimal over 2 places to the left. So then you're left with 0.25 as your decimal. And now we want to make it a whole number so that way we can turn it into a fraction. We'll do times, and there's 2 numbers behind the decimal. So you're going to do 2 zeros, 100. And whatever you do to the top, you also have to do to the bottom, so times 100. So now we have 25 over 100. And we can simplify. We can do divide by 25, which is 1, divide by 25, which is 4. Now, the next step you're going to want to do is you're going to do 100 times, now we've changed this percentage into a fraction, right? Times 1 over 4, which is the same thing as saying 100 divided by 4. And you get 20 as your answer. So 20 is 25% of 100. Okay, so now we know anytime you see a 25%, if you want to find 25% of anything, just divide the number by 4. Now let's do 50 next. So same thing with 50. We're going to change 50% to a decimal, which will be 0.50 times 100, because now we're going to change this decimal into a fraction. And we'll be left with 50 over 100, and we simplify, divide by 50, divide by 50. We get 1 over 2. And we repeat, we do 100 times 1 over 2, or again, same thing as saying 100 divided by 2, and we get 50. So 50 is 50% of 100. So if we want to find 50% of something, we just have to divide that number by 2. Seems simple enough, right? Let's do 75. And same thing. We take 75, we change that to a decimal, and from there we convert that decimal into a fraction. We get 75 over 100. And from there, what we can do is we can simplify. We can do divide by 25 which is 3, divide by 25, which is 4. Can we simplify that any further? We can't, right? So we're going to do 100 over 1 times 3 over 4, and we get 300 over 4, and 300 divided by 4 is 75. So 75 is 75% of 100. So in order to find 75% of something, just multiply it by 3 over 4. And lastly, we have 100%. So we can do the same thing. If we want to find 100% of 100, we're just going to change that 100 to a decimal times by 100 times by 100. Then we get 100 over 100, and that equals 1. So if we do 100 times 1, we get 100. That's why we know 100 is 100% of 100. So 100% is just the total number of something, right? If you have a test and it has 100 questions and you get 100% on that test, it means you got all 100 problems right. So here is how to find these percentages. So if you want to find 100% of something, just multiply it by 1. And that's all it takes.